Alright, what up, twin? We got a video before the new year, bruh. Real talk. I went to the donut shop earlier. I'm in the car. I was really wanting to eat these donuts in the car. But I was like, I'm going to wait till I get back to the crib to make it more like enjoyable. Sort of kind of, yeah. Additionally, anything thought-provoking or deep thought, whatever, go ahead, comment. Also, hold on, I gotta show out my hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Freshman year, I wanted to be like a clothing designer, sort of kind of. I wanted to start my own clothing line. And it's called Walk of Life, WOL. And we got Define Your Own Reality. This is in gray. There's a couple other designs online, but it didn't really go big scale. I got one. My ex, she guessed one. I think my cousin got a shirt. Yeah. Anyways, side rant. Best donut. Wrong answer. Creamfield Long Johns. Don't care. I don't know what they're really called. That's what I call them. Best thing ever. I've been getting them hoes since I was like this tall. I try to go to different donut shops though, just to like see. Some dirt, like you know, like you gotta compare donut shops. You know what I mean? And that's what I did today. But the main thing, the star of the show, this right here, strawberry milk. It's right here, the main star of the show. This has been my shit since I literally, like, one of my earliest memories. Short story short, and I tell everybody this, I love the strawberry milk so much that I had a fish, right? I was like, damn, my fish probably gets tired of drinking water. I want to put him on, basically. What I do? Strawberry milk into the tank. Fish dead. But you don't fuck with strawberry milk how I do. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to give my fish the strawberry milk experience. You know what I'm saying? I like it that heavy. But anyways, yeah. The only bad thing is I can down this in like 2 seconds. I had to breathe sometimes. I got 2 pigs in the blankets, 2 big pigs in the blankets, and then a long john. Yeah. Lady was chill. I'm finna. She gave me donut holes. She's so real. She gave me donut holes. I didn't ask for them either. I didn't even see it. Anyways, yeah, man. The year's gonna be over. I just want to make another video before the year was over. There is no outline, no talking forefront, no thoughts with this video. The only thoughts that I literally had prior to making this is I was like, hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're literally just gonna press record. We're just gonna press record, and whatever comes out, comes out. And that's exactly what this is. I just press record. I tell you how my day went so far, and that's it. It's 9:40. All I've done is I dropped my dogs off. They had an appointment at the groomers. Yeah, and that's it. I hope you fuck with the rug, by the way. Solitaire rug came in the mail yesterday, actually. No, tell me why TikTok shop. I've used it before, but sometimes like the shipping low can be taking a while, and it typically has in the past. It said I ordered this last week. Today's Wednesday. I got a email Monday saying it's been shipped out. I got it Tuesday. I typically get it's been shipped out, and then I get it like 3 days later. They came through with my Solitaire. Best anime ever. We're not arguing. We're not. Anyways. But yeah. Like, don't mind that. That's the dog bed. Like I said, this video there is no outline. There is no main talking point. There is no true overall thoughts behind it. I'm gonna just be yapping, bruh. And hopefully you take something away from it. I don't know. Why do I feel like I'm like not simple? Anyways, 2025. Sorry, hold on. Before I get to yapping, actually. guys, I'm really. Wait, where the hell's my collage? What? Oh, this in the other bag. Sorry. Anyways. Sorry, I'm terrible at this stuff, I know. Anyways, another word. Good. 2025 has been a really interesting year for me. Really, really interesting. Kind of going all the way back to spring and January, February, March, the early months, and then the summer. And then obviously the second half of the year, August, September, October. Now we're in December. I forgot what months came after August. Yeah, I turned 21 this year. That was pretty cool. I'm not the biggest birthday guy, believe it or not. I mean, I don't know if that says anything. I don't know. At least like my friends at school, it just depends. I don't know. But I'm not the biggest birthday guy. But it also does depend on, I guess, who I'm like around, whatever. Me and my mom went to a bar. Bars plural. I'm also not a bar guy at all. I just think they're boring. I'm just not a bar guy. I've only went like outside of my birthday. I've went once, and it was like 2 weeks before finals, just because I was bored and I got peer pressure. It wasn't peer pressure. Like, I made the choice to go, but I was like, literally everybody else was going. I was gonna be the only guy who would have been at the school, basically. So I was like, fuck we ball. Yeah. I turned 21. That was pretty cool. It kind of was annoying because I actually had work that next morning. Because that's why I didn't want to go to the bars. But yeah, I turned 21. I met people, new people. Classes, school. This is kind of, now that I'm realizing it, this is what happens when I don't have an outline, or not an outline of like a guide with these videos, or at least a talking point. I don't know, but we're gonna roll with it. What was my spring semester like? Jeez, I don't remember what classes I took. If I'm being so honest, I just remember track. I love track, by the way. I don't know if I've said that before, but if I haven't, which I feel like I have, but if I haven't, I love track. Track was cool. I'm not gonna cap. I don't do anything crazy. I'm mid as fuck. I'm being like so serious. I'm mid. I throw a shot and I run a one. Shot, I don't have marks because I keep scratching for God knows why. And the one, I run like 11.5, 11.4, something in that area. So that's cool. I'm kind of fast. I'm D3, so do what you will with that. Fast for me though, learning. Anyways, it was cool. Actually, now that I'm like, here we go. I'm getting the juices flowing. Okay, hold on. Let me take another sip and then we're gonna get the yapping, I guess. Let me tell you why I love track and why I love sports. I like individual sports more than team sports, by the way, because it's the solo element, and my main thing is it's literally saying, hey, I'm better than you. Not like a cocky, arrogant way, but a short side, not even a short side rant. When I first started like training properly, I was 14. It was high school, like 14, 15, 16. And that's like when you're developing and like maturing, and like puberty, whatever. I had learned that I was actually very athletic and very fast. And one of the things that came with that was I developed a sense of like cockiness and ego. Not like cocky, but like a confidence. You know what I mean? Because it was like, hey, I was shown through other people that, hey, you are fast. Hey, you are athletic. Hey, you are strong. Hey, you can keep up with the top guys. And I kind of developed that, right? And that's why I love track, because track shows, hey, if you're competing with the top guys, you're competing with the top guys. If you're beating the top guys, you're beating the top guys. It speaks for itself. I am simply better than you. Not in a bad, arrogant, cocky, dickhead way, whatever. No, it's just, I've just worked harder than you have. I've performed more, whatever. But track this year was cool. I got my first media day, because obviously our program is very, very new. We didn't have one last year. So we got our first media day this year. Well, you get the point. And it was cool. It was actually really nice. Throwing on an outfit, taking flicks, just being like dumb, silly. Seeing everybody kind of like be in their own little element with their character and with how they want to like present themselves in their sport. It's just fun. It's just fun. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a technical term for just saying people just taking pictures. Like, if we're thinking about it, excuse me, or like a breakdown. But like, I don't know. I just think it's cool. I think it's cool, bro. And then one of the other things that I was one thing I really do love about track is that the team dynamic, how it's an individual sport, but it's a team as a whole, team cohesion. But it's really like I love how you have so many different personalities that don't mesh, like flat out. At least from what I've seen, every person in track, their personality is like vastly different. Like no one person is anywhere near the other person. Whereas like in football or basketball, I found that like there's a handful of personalities that are the same. You got your linemen, you got or it's in groups also. Um, Certain receivers might have the character traits or personality traits, or like quarterback might have his one, or your O line they kind of got a couple things. No, I like how track is like your 100 guy is completely different than your 200 guy, who's completely different than your 4 and your 8 guy, who's completely different than your triple jumper, who's completely different than your pole vaulter. I love all of that. I truly do, because it just shows you like how in all weird personalities and not even weird, just like people being themselves, and like how it just meshes into one, and how like everybody's own uniqueness like somehow forms cohesion. I love that about track. Also, bro, another side note, my back is cooked, brother. If y'all got any lower back rehab, type it down, like for real. I I want to say I have a weak core. That's what I tell myself. I tell myself I have like functional wise, like a weak functional core, like supporting core. So my lower back hurts. I was lifting yesterday, and like I'm not gonna lie, it hurts all the time when I lift. Like it's like whenever I'm lifting, it'll hurt at some point in time, but it's bearable. It's very doable. I can continue my workout. My mom ain't raised no bitch, so I thug it out. You know what I mean? But yesterday hurt a lot. Don't know why. I didn't like pull anything. It wasn't like my back. No, I just got done. I was like, damn, bro, my shit kind of hurt a little more than usual. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's cool. But again, mom ain't raised no bitch. We gonna thug it out. But yeah, back to track. That's why I love it. It's because you have vastly different personalities and characters, but in the grand scheme, they all wear the same jersey. We're all on the same team. We don't work together, but we support together. You know what I mean? That's what I really like. I would say another thing that I thought was pretty cool. We have a guy who's like really good with media and stuff like that. Like he has his own camera that he'll be bringing out there. He'll make little edits for us, record at practices, whatever. Tough. And I've also found that something like that, it's kind of just like a little another thing, or a little another way of showing like people in their element, in their character. You know what I mean? He's one of our jumpers. He kind of like, I can't count for the most part. He kind of like does his own thing just because he like gets there earlier and he has work and whatnot. Whereas like a lot of the team doesn't have a job, so he just does it because it fits with his schedule. Coach sends him workout, whatever. Or he'll get there early so he can, film us after and help break down form or certain things. Coach Manny, I don't know. You get the point though. Like even something like that, I found that like having a little cameraman's cool, because it gets him in his zone, and he can like it lets his creativity go with how he wants to edit stuff and how he wants to film stuff and whatever. I just think it's so tough. Where am I? What? I took a bite of one of them. This one? Yeah, it is. Sorry. Fast forward, I guess. Twin. I sold the bag with Shorty, twin. I did. Sold the bag with Shorty. We're not gonna get into it. We're not. But just know I sold the bag. It was in my hands. Sold. So that was cool. I could have had an elite resume, boy. Now hold on, I don't want to say it like that. Hold on. Like, boy, I really had to stretch. I sold the bag, so that was fun. Graduation. Graduation was cool. I actually really enjoyed graduation. I graduate in the fall, so like around this time next year. But yeah, I've never seen like a college graduation before. And I kind of like I didn't one thing I will say one thing that I've understood about college, like after I've like been in it and kind of like marinated in it, is you one of the things that happens when you go to college is you learn about yourself, but like you also learn like who you want to be. You know what I mean? And I think it's like it's so cliche now that I'm saying it out loud, because like they do tell you that all the time. It is college molds you into who you want to be, whatever. No, like it's true though. It really is. You're you're gonna meet people who have different mindsets than you, who think vastly different than you, who come from different home lives. They have a different thought process than you, different belief system, different moral guidelines, like just like different everything. You know what I mean? But all of it kind of like affects you just like a little bit, right? And it like the way that I like to think about it is your brain takes certain things from certain people, right? Not like copy and paste, right? In terms of like, oh, one friend laughs this way, you're gonna laugh how they laugh. No, I'm saying like your brain sees something in other people that it might think it's like funny, right? And it'll kind of like pick that up, but it'll like because it's not you saying it or doing whatever it is. Your brain's gonna rewire it a little bit to match how you would do it, right? Or same thing with like certain lingo or jokes or terms or I don't know, verbal stems even. Fuck, we can get dickhead with it. I don't know. But that's something that I've like really noticed, that like your brain like kind of picks at these little things that it sees and like each people that you do like and associate with, and it kind of like it doesn't or no, like it sticks with you. Yeah, it sticks with you. It kind of like shapes you into just like a different person, right? Like super corny, and I'm sure you've heard it before. Whoever, like if you're in college right now, or if you're gonna be in college, or if you're going to college, your freshman year, you character-wise, personality-wise, is vastly different than who you will probably be as a sophomore. Or the same thing for a junior. Or then I know for damn sure, if anything, freshman year you will vastly be different from senior year you. That's a fact. I was a dickhead freshman year. I treated people bad. I understood my major a little too well and used that to my advantage when it came to how I treated people. All of that shit takes way too much energy. I don't know how past me did all that, because goddamn, boy, was that draining. I could never do that shit today. But that right there is one of my favorite things about college, is how it shapes you. You know what I mean? Like your music taste is gonna change, and like everything about you will change, right? And going back to graduation, that was a moment that really like dawned on me. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I've never seen a college graduation before. I also had friends who were graduating too, so I wanted to see them graduate, whatever. But yeah, it was like I remember watching it, the kind of like hearing people's names and like seeing them actually like walk across the stage, get their diploma, whatever. Seeing them in the cap and gown, and like it's different from high school. Because high school is like, oh, it's just kind of like you and your buddies, like, oh, we graduated high school, whatever. You know, what's next? And then college is next for some, or you can start your own thing. I don't know, but seeing people like graduate college was like just different. Yeah, like it really like affected me, bro. Like I damn near started crying. Like real talk. I was sitting there and I remember because so one of my things, I don't cry really, I laugh. And the heart like for something sad, for example, right? If it's sad, I'll laugh a little bit, but like the more sad it is, like the harder I will laugh. So if it's like really sad, like really sad, I'm gonna like probably laugh hysterically because the tears aren't gonna come out. I don't know. So I just remember sitting there though, and I'm kind of just like, I'm starting like to giggle like a little bit, and then I kind of just started like laughing. It wasn't anything crazy, but I just remember sitting there laughing, and I was like, bro, I was like, these are like, one, these are my friends. Like, I'm happy for them. You know, it's something completely new. They accomplished one of their dreams, one of their chapters in their life, and I was just so like, not infatuated. Hello, I just thought it was really cool, fascinating, right? Then I was like, damn, that's funny with you, twin. But I really just remember like sitting there laughing and getting emotional because I'm like, bro, like I love college. It's so interesting. It's so unique how it changes you for the better. For the better, for the worse. That just depends on how you apply yourself. But I think college at the forefront has a clear, hey, we're gonna shape you into a better person, whether you want to or not. Obviously, you know, whether you want to or not depends on the people you hang around, whatever. But I just thought it was really cool, bro. Because I was sitting there, I'm like thinking back. I was like, bro, freshman year I was just a terrible person. Here I am now. I'm a junior. I'm gonna go into the summer, and I'm gonna be a senior in August. This is how I think now. This is my major now. This is my minor now. Blah blah blah. Like when I came into college, I was undeclared. I literally didn't know I was gonna go to college. Probably like a couple of weeks before classes started. So yeah, it was interesting. Yeah. Food break, drink break. You know, still have coffee. I got a little variety today. If y'all couldn't tell, we got two kolaches. Unironically, we have donut holes. I didn't ask for donut holes. Strawberry milk and Long John. Yeah, but I really enjoyed watching graduation. It was really nice, man. Cause like I'm sitting there, I'm just thinking about my experience because obviously all those people I didn't know when I was a freshman because I was in high school. So I just really thought it was just interesting seeing even the people who I've known for only like the 3 years prior, seeing like them change just like a little bit. I just thought I was like, bro, it's just so cool. Like it really is like fascinating, and I love it, bro. So graduation was cool, bro. It really just made me realize that like college is like it's a big step. Then I'm realizing it like a lot now, senior year. It's like it's a complete life change, bro. Because you go in being one person and then you come out and you're just vastly different, bro. Like I've sat here, or like I can think back on conversations I've had with certain friends. Like last year, for example. Was it last year? I think it was this year. Might have been. No, it was this year. This year, one of my people from my high school, he has his own clothing line, and he was talking about like a clothing line, kind of like pop up thing, but also like we have the same volleyball court in town. Just like go to the same volleyball court, just run it, get some people, catch a vibe, maybe cop some merch for low, whatever. And I just remember I had got one of my friends, and me and her, like I picked her up and we're driving over there, and I'm just sitting there like thinking about like, or like now at least, like I can kind of like think back on the conversation, and just like, excuse me, just kind of like think about how it went. You know what I mean? And like how I talked opposed to like, excuse me, or damn, why am I burping so much? Anyways, I'm just thinking about like how I talked and what words I used and how I like spoke. Was my dialect clear? Did I pause in between certain words? Did I take longer to speak? Did I take a second to think? Like I don't know. And I was just like thinking about it now, like that's only because of college. You know what I mean? It's made me better at doing something as simple as communicating with a friend. She's obviously not going to care how I speak. I'm going to care how I speak because I want to make sure that I make sense. I want to sound like I know what I'm talking about. But even it was just something like as simple as that. You know what I mean? Hanging out with a friend made me realize I was like, hey, dang, dude, you do speak differently. You do talk differently. You think differently. It's not because there's people around and watching you. No, it's just simply because you've had a certain standard on your head for the longest time that the standard you're like, yeah, we're not in college student mode, but you know, you've been in college student mode for a really long time, so you're just still gonna like try to speak well. You know what I mean? I just thought that was cool. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, bro, college is interesting. You change a lot as a person. You know, going from 18 to 22, 21 years old, however you're gonna be when you graduate. It's a lot, bro, and I love it. I wouldn't regret the fact that I went. I will say the only thought that I've realized that I've actually had a lot this year is that college isn't for me. That sounds kind of crazy and kind of dumb, being a senior. I'm saying college isn't for me. Because it's one of those, if you're in it, you know, very early on, or people will tell you, I'll tell people, I'm like, hey, dude, it either college is or isn't for you. A lot of people drop out first semester, first year, or freshman year, first or second semester, doesn't really matter, or sophomore year, first, second semester, and then I was something like after that, if you're there still, just stick it out, get that damn piece of paper. You've already done 2 years. What is 2 more gonna do? Figure it out. But I have realized it's not for me though, bruh. Not in a bad way, but it's just like, I would say, like, learning has never been my strong suit. Like, I have terrible, and I mean terrible ADHD. It's always affected me for the longest time. I lied, it really hasn't. It at least from like first grade to 7th grade. First to 7th grade, it affected me. It was bad. I used to take medicine all the time, every day. And then literally, like halfway throughout the year, I just remember I was like, you know what? Like, cause I told my mom I kind of wanted to stop taking medicine and like how that process would go. And she said, oh, you like, instead of taking 3 pills a day, you take 2, and then you take 1, or you try to skip a day, whatever. It's something like that, like gradually like decline. I wasn't down for that. I said we're gonna hard cut nothing. We're gonna go from taking it Monday, taking it Tuesday, to not taking it Wednesday, and never taking it again after that. And that's exactly what I did. But the reason I brought it up is because learning has always been hard for me. Like 2 things that are so true: numbers and reading. I'm terrible at. I'm terrible with numbers and math, or at least like reading numbers, and I'm just bad at reading. I can do it. I have books. I actually love reading, but like if you tell me to like read in front of a class, oh, I'm bad at it. I'm just a slow reader on my own. Like on my own, if I opened a book right now, I'd be chilling. But like read in front of somebody, or like, yeah, no, I'm just a bad reader, bro. I'm slow at reading. My brain kind of like throws the letters around, and it'll like, I don't know. I'm just bad at reading. But excuse me. I realized that why I'm also saying that college isn't for me is because it's like, I was never taught how to study. And I know you don't. I mean, I don't know. At least I've never been taught how to study. I'm sure other people might have. I don't know if you get taught how to study somewhere. I don't know. But I was never taught how to like study or like take notes. I never understood it. I kind of just always watch people do it and kind of just try to like pick apart little things that they did. Kind of like how I said earlier, how in college your brain will pick certain things that it likes in your friends or whatever, and it'll kind of just like, you'll take that and like apply it. That's kind of how my studying habits have, I guess, like formed, or how I take notes is formed, is just like seeing how other people do it and taking like, oh, okay, I like how they do this. Oh, I like how this person does this. Oh, I like how they do that. Like that's completely honest how my notes and how I've studied, or how my study habits are formed, is just from that. But it's not for me. It's not. I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. I absolutely love it. If I could go back and undo it, I wouldn't. But it's not for me, bro. Like, because my main thing is I just want to make athletes stronger, faster, jump higher, more athletic, get them full rides to schools, whatever the hell it is. And obviously, yes, going to school will help me do that. I will understand how the body moves, how it functions, how muscles contract, how this muscle affects this muscle, which in turn affects your output and whatever. But like, I think that, like, I think about it now, and I'm like, bruh, if I like how I would have done it differently, I guess, but I'm assuming this, I would have kept training, right? But then like I would have just talked to my trainer and be like, hey, bruh, like I just need one person, you know what I mean? And I literally think I would have like just hard launched into building myself. And that's also what I've been saying. People ask me like, oh, what's your plans after graduation, blah blah blah. I tell him, I'm like, hey, there's this place. One of my cousins, he ran track at Arkansas, and he's a trainer now, personal trainer. Um, and I've reached out to him a couple of times about like facilities, whatever. He said there's a place about an hour away. Um, he said he was saying they kind of like line up with like how I want to do things, whatever. So people ask me, they're like, hey, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm either gonna go look at that place and maybe work there, or I'm gonna like start from ground zero and build myself. Literally, oh, who's this guy? Oh, there's a new trainer in town. Cool, let's check him out. Like literally building myself, right? And the reason I say college isn't for me is because like I'll think back on like just how it's gone and how crappy I've done sometimes, and I'll literally think like, dang, bruh, you know, I think I would have enjoyed starting to build myself more. I think I would have enjoyed sitting with my trainer and asking, hey, how do you come up with certain things for your the people? How do you come up with what we do today? And obviously, like, yeah, part of that is like you understand like proper periodization through school, because also in the grand scheme of things, if I didn't go to school, I wouldn't know what the word periodization is. I couldn't even have used it just now. You know what I mean? So it's like there are pros and cons for sure. There's pros for sure. There's also cons. But like my thing was, it's just like it's just I would have literally just like I would have loved the hard reset. Not that I don't think I would have loved the hard reset. I think just a hard reset would have like I would have been like, hey, bro, all right, you got to figure it out like on my own. You know what I mean? I would have been fine with that. But yeah, it's not for me, man. It's not. And it's funny because I was talking to one of my roommates about it, and where I come from, at least like my high school, we very athletic high school, predominantly black school, but it's also it'll literally be we'll have guys graduate, get on scholarships, go play sports, whatever, drop out 2 years in, drop out a year in. Now they got a kid and work at Walmart. I don't know. I need to sneeze and pop my back. I feel great. But yeah. Damn. I don't. Next. I forgot where I was gonna go with that. I guess we're done with the college talk. Chinese lady know what she doing. Hey boy, tell you, don't never miss. But, man, after graduation, I started my internship at a gym. That was really cool. I learned a lot. Yeah. There we go. I learned a lot. I met a lot of different people. I met professional